Oh no, here we are again, as if we are in an unending loop of surprise. Just when we thought the crypto market was on the mend after that brutal crash, things took another wild turn. Was yesterday's bounce back a sign of hope, or are we staring down the barrel of another bear trap? Well, let's find out. Disclaimer. A brief recap of what is happening in the crypto space for those who are not aware. The market's been bleeding red for weeks, and then bam, we see this sudden surge, almost like a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. Everything turned green yesterday, even our favorite meme coin, Pepe. But this did not last long, as we are seeing another bloodbath today reaching again the trenches that the market touched just a few days ago. Phew, I can't stand this roller coaster of emotions. But what is actually happening? Yesterday, we saw a solid recovery, with prices lifting and everyone starting to feel that spark of optimism. But here we are again, seeing a sea of red all over the market. The longtime Bitcoin skeptic, Peter Schiff, has some solid theory on what's causing these crazy market movements. Schiff believes that Bitcoin whales are playing a cunning game, setting up ETF investors to be bag holders. What does that even mean? Well, let's break it down. Schiff argues that there's a pattern in the market right now where the so-called smart money is actually selling their Bitcoin on the exchanges. These are the big players, those whales who know exactly what they're doing. They're dumping their Bitcoin at current prices, while the dumb money is buying it through Bitcoin ETFs, thinking they're making a sound investment. Then this Bitcoin whales buyback to raise the price a little bit, just like what happened yesterday. This causes the ETF investors to think that everything will continue to pump, inducing FOMO to them, hence them buying at a higher price. Then the bloodbath will commence, just like what is exactly happening right now. Let that sink in for a second. The whales are offloading their Bitcoin, while new investors are picking it up through ETFs, believing they're getting in on a great opportunity. And Schiff's point? The whales are setting up these new investors to be left holding the bag when the price inevitably drops. It's like the big players are making a bet that the price will go down, and they're hoping those ETF investors will be left scrambling when it does. Is this why the market's been so volatile lately? It sure seems like a clever strategy if you ask me. The big guys are playing their own game, and us regular investors might be caught in the crossfire. It's almost like we're the unwitting pawns in a much larger chess match. And it's not just Bitcoin that's feeling the heat from this theory. Take Pepe, for example, that frog-themed meme coin we all chuckle about. Even Pepe isn't immune to this market turmoil. When Bitcoin's price takes a dive, it sends shockwaves through the entire crypto space. And unfortunately, that means meme coins like Pepe also suffer. It's a classic case of, when Bitcoin sneezes, the whole market catches a cold. So, what does this mean for Pepe? Well, if Bitcoin's being manipulated by the big players, those effects ripple out to other coins. Pepe's price is getting dragged down along with everything else, thanks to this larger strategy at play. It's like we're all on this wild ride together, and it's not always fun. What do you think? Does Schiff's theory make sense to you? Are we all just caught up in a high-stakes game between the whales and the ETF investors? Or is there something more going on that we're not seeing yet? But wait, the plot thickens. Amid all this market chaos, we have a story that's both shocking and a bit heartbreaking. Imagine losing a potential $3.5 million. Yep, you heard that right. A whale just took a massive hit with Pepe. So, what happened here? According to a recent report from blockchain analytics firm Spot on Chain, a major crypto investor, who we'll just call Mr. Whale, found himself in a tough spot. This whale had a staggering 519 billion Pepe tokens, worth about $5.11 million, sent to Binance. And here's where it gets painful. The data shows that the sale resulted in a loss of around $207,000, a 3.9% dip from their initial investment. Ouch. But it gets worse. Had Mr. Whale sold those Pepe tokens back in late May, when Pepe was at its all-time high, they could have pocketed a sweet profit of $3.47 million. That's the kind of money that could change your life. Early retirement, anyone? Can you imagine the feeling? To see a potential $3.5 million just slip through your fingers like that. So, what happened, Mr. Whale? Was it panic? A strategic move gone wrong? We may never know the full story, but one thing's for sure, that's a tough pill to swallow. And this loss? It's just one of the casualties in this wild market ride, possibly a result of the big players' orchestrated moves. And now let's be clear, we don't have concrete evidence of market manipulation. But looking at how things have been unfolding, it's hard not to wonder if the whales are playing their own game, leaving us to pick up the pieces. This kind of unpredictability is what makes the crypto market both thrilling and terrifying. One day, you're riding high, and the next, you're dealing with significant losses, just like our friend Mr. Whale here. It's a stark reminder of the risks involved, especially when the market seems to be influenced by factors beyond our control. When you see massive swings and sudden drops, it's easy to speculate about the big players pulling the strings behind the scenes. But remember, these are just theories. The truth is, the crypto market is inherently volatile and unpredictable. And that's what makes it such a double-edged sword. Huge opportunities come with equally huge risks. For many investors, this means navigating a landscape where fortunes can change in an instant. And while we might speculate about the reasons behind these moves, the reality is, sometimes the market's behavior is just that unpredictable. So, after all that chaos and uncertainty, the next obvious question is what's next? Well, let's take a peek at the sentiment on Twitter, where Pepe Maxi has been sharing his thoughts on the current state of Pepe. Pepe Maxi pointed out that after a rough 4th of July, it seemed like Pepe was gearing up for an upswing over the weekend, which probably got a lot of folks hopeful. But here's the kicker, weekend pumps often turn out to be false moves. And unfortunately, Pepe closed below the 10-day moving average on the weekly chart. This suggests a low chance of short-term recovery, unless we get some big news, like a Coinbase listing or the start of trading with an Ethereum ETF. But, and this is a big but, Pepe Maxi isn't selling his holdings. Why? Because there's still hope. A Coinbase listing could happen anytime, and if Bitcoin dominance drops, it could spark an altcoin season, potentially decoupling Pepe from Bitcoin's influence. Pepe Maxi has opposite reaction than Mr. Whale, huh? Well, that explains his Twitter handle. But what do we make of this? It's a mix of caution and optimism. Sure, things look tough right now, but the crypto world is full of surprises. Understand that while the potential for gains is high, the risk of losses is just as significant. So be cautious. Stories like Mr. Whale's loss serves as a stark reminder of how quickly things can turn, while Pepe Maxi's outlook gives us a reason to stay hopeful and watchful. The idea that a significant listing or a shift in market dynamics could turn things around keeps the excitement alive. So while the market is unpredictable and sometimes brutal, there's always a chance for a comeback. And that's what makes this journey so fascinating. We just have to stay informed, stay ready, and maybe, just maybe, we'll catch the next big wave. But what is your opinion on that? Comment down below. I'd be eager to read your opinion. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then please like this video, and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please share this video to as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.